Hello there, wanderers, travelers, or if you've never been here before and you happen to stumble in, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're doing a pick your deck. You can choose one, two, or three. The rules around here are there are no rules. I just ask that you trust yourself, lean into your own knowing, and knowing that you're the creator of your own future. You can choose one, two, or three. You can look while I shuffle and see which one feels best for you. You can pick multiple. Again, it does not matter as long as you are trusting yourself. One of the decks I picked here is actually really interesting. This is called the Quantum Oracle. This is asking you to decide and create your future, or if you're stepping into old patternings and what you do want to change for yourself. We have a really supportive deck here, and then we have the Messages from the Stranger, which is a deck that has been created with people on TikTok, in person at the crystal shop I've been at a book club I went to, on YouTube. Like, so you might get an actual message from a stranger, and it's kind of cool. So feel into everything for yourself, and we are going to begin the shuffling process. You can choose to watch or you can choose to skip. Perfectly up to you. So we will pick for each deck. Okay, so we'll do one, two, and three. So again, one, two, and three. Okay. One, two, and three. And then messages from a stranger. I think these are all full except for, yeah, these are all. How cute is that? Okay, so these are a little harder to shuffle, but we'll make it work. We'll make it happen, Captain. Okay, cool. I'm gonna pick these randomly because they're probably stuck together. Okay, cool. So this is going to be deck one or choice one, choice two or middle pile, and choice three. Another thing you could do is pause and look at the imagery too, if that feels right for you. So we're going to pause and then we're going to go straight into deck one. Hello, for those of you who picked deck one, welcome. Let's see what's coming forward for you today. Hey, happy success. This is a consciousness. Ooh, that's interesting. So this isn't an event card. This is a consciousness card. There's different categories. One of the things I think it's interesting about consciousness is that I almost feel like for some of you guys, you haven't celebrated. I think I said this last month. So if you're getting this again this month, that's interesting. But some of you guys aren't celebrating the small steps either. You see big followings or big success, but what you're seeing on camera might not be actually what's happening. I want to remind people of that. Not everything you see is as authentic as you think it is. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just, it's easy to hide behind a camera. It's easy to hide behind, what you're posting on Facebook or social media. What about the successes you've done for you? Have you guys been celebrating that enough? How far you've come? Just asking. Trust. These two, look, he looks like he's trusting. And then the darkness comes before the light. So maybe for some of you guys, you've been feeling a little stuck, or you've been feeling like, I don't know, the place you've been in isn't the place you want to be. Completely understandable. But I would also say that sometimes the pauses are also an opportunity for you to invest in and make choices for yourself. The hanged man only comes in when we're either forced to pause or we choose to pause. So why not choose to pause? Why not choose to celebrate, right? Why not choose to trust? Easier said than done. Trust what you feel the divine is communicating to you through the happenings around you. There is divine guidance in all things if we know how to feel and look for it through the heart without silencing our intuition with logic. I'm a big believer in a happy balance between logic and the heart because I know for me, my emotions can sometimes run the ship. Those are just a guiding system. But our heart are those things that stay so true to us, that unwavering belief in the things that you just love, right? Like for some of you, it might be animals. For some of you, it might be art. Like those things that you're just like, this is pure love. For some of you guys, it might even just be like those moments when you get the 5 minutes to yourself to like have, I don't know, coffee or tea. Maybe it's making yourself a smoothie. That's it's not in the big moments. The big moments are important, and there's a almost like a effect of this, right? Where it may start small and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger because you've maybe stepped into a place where it's like maybe you weren't feeling good enough before, but now you're really starting to see like the momentum and the growth, but it's not growth in a way, it's growth of like the investment, right? The investment you've made into yourself, the investment you've made into the things you love. And I would just feel into that for yourself. Also, for some of you, again, who have felt stuck or it doesn't get better, it doesn't get better, I would say this would be a great opportunity. This has come forward a lot. So if you've heard this from me already, just know maybe it's just something to ask yourself. This would be a really good opportunity for detox from dopamine hits and moving into a more serotonin based feeling of happiness. Those are the little things. Those are when the little things start to accumulate. Whereas the dopamine hints are the instant and can almost be distraction. I'm a big believer of everything in balance. So gentle distraction is perfect and beautiful. But I would say if some of you guys are feeling the darkness of, one would say, like the world right now, of course, take in the information. You never have to lose your compassion, especially if that's an essence of you, but maybe step away from the social media, the screens, or those things for just a little bit of time. And then when you move into a balanced place, you can see it for what it is and how you want to help or what you want to do. But for some of you guys too, like if you're worried about an outcome, it's asking you to trust and it's offering a happy success. So why not believe it, right? I'll tell you what I've kind of told a bunch of people recently. We've stepped in a space where we like have doubted for so long. Why not just try the opposite? Why not try to believe it? At least a little bit, right? Okay, deck one, only take what resonates. Your stranger said the darkness comes before the light. Thank you, stranger. Hello, deck number two or middle deck. Let's see what you got today. Deception. This doesn't mean you're going to get decepted or deceiving. This could even mean like, are you lying to yourself? You got play to create. Seriousness, drama maybe isn't the answer right now, and stepping out of your comfort zone. So, if you're in situations, places, or spaces where you feel like you're masking or you feel like people are masking around you, remember that you can't control anyone else, even if you know they're lying or they don't feel authentic. Like, I tend to see the side of it, which means like some people just aren't ready to step into awareness and directness, and that's completely okay. And the other side of it is a lot of it's from their trauma, but that doesn't mean you don't have to put up with it, right? Like you can be aware of it, but you don't have to control it, but you also don't have to put up with it. So for maybe some of you, it's like, yeah, okay, that person might be lying, but like that ain't none of your business, Like there's nothing you can do about that, even if you call them out. I mean, some people might, take accountability. I'm totally there for it. Everyone's learning. Maybe they're not used to getting called out, but there's something that maybe you could change up and step away from. That's an old patterning, whether it's gossip, drama, or maybe the ways you've approached things before that can be shifted. And play, it's not so serious too. Reminder of that, which is always great, a reminder. Oh, this is beautiful. This is deck two. I'd say like this is asking you to do something different. And ironically, it's a gentler way and it's a more playful way. Okay. Do you dream of more happiness, well being, love? That is a high frequency dream. High frequency dreams become reality when we align ourselves with matching frequency. There's a way to raise frequency to become more magnetic to opportunities, to the right people, solutions, and helpful guidance. To bring your dreams to life for now, let go of the struggle and embrace the way of play. I don't believe in the frequency stuff. I definitely believe in attraction and magnetic, but I think it's by being your authentic self and being honest and like just like I don't know. I get like frequencies and stuff like that. And of course, there's attraction and magnetisy, but I do believe you always find the most perfect people at the most perfect time. So that's just my belief system. It actually doesn't matter. So if some of you guys do believe in like, a scale of frequency and stuff like that, like be who you want to be. You don't have to be this. You can be exactly who you want to be, not what society wants you to be, not what others want you to be, not playing into things just because everyone else is. I'm not saying you're doing that, but like watch the masking right now because just because they mask, like, and you make them uncomfortable unmasking doesn't mean you have to live that way anymore because your soul really just wants to play. Feel into it for yourself and your stranger again, literally a stranger said, step out of your comfort zone. So that's your message for the month. Why not? Why not? All right, thank you, deck number two. Hello, deck number three, discovery. This could be a discovery of self, trying new things. Your stranger said, transmute that shit. Interesting. It's like gold mining alchemy energy, right? This could be an intention for you, an intention of discovery, figuring out what you really want, who you really are, picking away at the pieces. Your skin does shed naturally, though. I'm a big believer in that. And I also believe like transmutation is just taking those thoughts, which are normal and human, and trying to understand that your thoughts are not like they don't have to control the show either. Your emotions and your thoughts are just messages, right? And what if you just change the transmission of that message? I don't know. Why not? Why not? I really like this one too. Oh, unpredictable grace. This is interesting. I feel very like explorer, liony, architect kind of energy, which is about creator, architect and archaeologist kind of. I mean, of course he's panning for gold, which is so funny. I was watching gold panning too because I was like, that's so cool. Getting your hands dirty, like, and I don't mean dirty in like a bad way. I just mean like getting your hands dirty by trying different things. Maybe even for some of you that may mean connecting with the earth in some way again. But this is also about exploration of the self. So your message is unpredictable grace. It is not a lack of courage that makes you question the path before you sometimes. It is uncertainty. There is no need to doubt, just steps to take, one after the other. And as you do this, all can unfold as it must within the blessing of my powerful, if not unpredictable grace. I love that, unpredictable, because it's so true that sometimes we get disappointed when things happen to us, right? And that may be why we're getting like the transmute that thought, transmute that shit, is because like we can tend to get down or think we're doing something wrong, whether illness seeps in, we make as we say, a mistake, but it's never really a mistake because sometimes when we step back into those old places or positions, we realize how far we've come, one, but two, how we don't want to live our life anymore. And it's unpredictable. There is no way. I mean, pattern recognition is great. I love pattern recognition. It's half the reason I became a tarot reader is because of the pattern recognition. Um, but what if it's not going to happen the same way it did before? Our nervous system, again, only knows what it knows. But like, what if whatever we see as a failure isn't actually a failure? It's because, I mean, there's a saying or a quote, right? Where it's almost like, of course, rejection, but like what you see as rejection is redirection. It's almost that, right? Maybe you don't know how big the blessings are or what you actually could do, and you're still limiting yourself in some way. So this would just ask for you to let go of a little bit of control. Of course, control what you can do, but embracing the uncertainty and knowing that you have the courage for this exploration of trying something different or trying something new. So, of course, feel into that for yourself. Deck number three, again, your stranger said, transmute that shit. And I feel like that might be your thoughts, or Five of Cups right now. Five of Cups is the spilt milk, right? Okay, the milk spilt. Okay, that sucked. And I never want to override that. Like things can be so hard. I'm a big fan of sitting in my spilt milk sometimes, but it's also you don't even see like on the other side of that spilt milk, what's still left for you, right? You have a whole glass to fill with. Maybe you didn't even like milk. Maybe you only liked milk because everyone told you you're supposed to like milk, right? I don't know. Feel into it for yourself, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I have a Patreon community as well as my website, which is taylormoon.org. I have added my crystal call clips in time for Christmas. I will also be adding animal totems and bookmarks too. So all of that should be updated in the next week or so. The crystal call clips are up, as well as, of course, all my reads and quantum healing session. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful night.